Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another Battletech Advanced Clan Mech Interlude mission. We're going for another base capture here against Clan Wolf, and this is a 5-skull mission, so we'll see what sort of opposition we're getting into. I went over our own forces during the last episode, the beginning of it. We're fielding the same set of 2 lances, 8 mechs total here. We do see a 100-tonner, a couple of vehicles, and a couple of turrets up ahead of us, so let's go ahead and get on the way. We will be doing, I think, a couple more clan missions and then heading back toward flashpoints after that. So first we're going to be moving up the Jaeger mech, and for those of you familiar with this guy's guns, that may be a little bit surprising. But Skyros is one of the few pilots I have left with sensor lock, just because there are so many other exceptionally good abilities, and I do regret that now. I thought the Imp either hadn't moved yet or would have some sort of evasion there, but he does not. Not really scared of him. No clan tech that I can see on that mech, so nothing really to be worried about. We'll go ahead and get the Red Reaper moving up. On this biome, he will run just a little hot, not terrible, but we will have to be careful about having enough heat left for when we do want to land a rear fire shot, something like that. Let's move up the Atlas, and hopefully we can get the improved heavy Gauss on that Imp with decent accuracy, but 56.6% chance. Let's take it. We'll also fire in the AoEs just to start peppering down armor any location we can. We do land a hit, 84 damage there. Once it's through that, 24% damage mitigation the Imp currently has. Pretty decent positioning. I mean, he's in the woods, right? That's why he's getting that nice, penalty for us to hit him of +2 difficulty to hit for into forest, as well as that 24% damage reduction. So let's go ahead and take shot in. Double ultra autocannon 10, double large, landing most of that, which looks pretty nice. And that Imp is just, I mean, we've gotten rid of a third of his armor, 53 left on his center torso, pretty good. Let's get the Ebon Jaguar moving up, and we do have some positioning to do here because our fastest forward elements started off in the rear part of our forces, which is not exactly great. What we can do, the Super Griffin is a born jumper, so we'll have him go up and over that rock if need be. The Gunslinger walks almost as fast as it runs, like a lot of our mechs do. I've become a big fan of superchargers lately. I think just the mobility is very tough to beat, particularly on melee-capable mechs. Let's fire in here with the ATM-12 set to standard. 63% accuracy isn't great, but we do open up part of that Imp and actually get a lucky ammo explosion, so it's a left torso destroyed, and that half of the mech is pretty much gone, which is very nice for us. Now we can move Skyros. Well, let's keep him in the water, because he does tend to run a little bit hot when we really open up those guns, so we'll mitigate any heat that we're getting now. Go up to 4 shots each. Land the C3 Master. Yep. And lots of Rack 5s do get a knockdown. What I want to do is I want to take that Imp down before we get the enemy turrets having a chance to move. He does punch out, so we have accomplished this. And now those turrets, if they don't have targets on their initiative, will just reserve. So we've managed to dodge some fire potentially coming in at us. Unfortunately, we did take this for salvage, and right now it doesn't look like there's going to be great salvage available to us, which is always a little bit heartbreaking. Should have probably taken this for the 2 million C-bills offered, but hopefully they'll drop in some clan mechs as reinforcements, and we can get, more engine signatures, mechs powering up. Okay, this is good. This is good. No, not mechs, just turrets. Interesting. Interesting. Hopefully there are more enemy mechs. That's all I can say for that for right now. Open up with our little SRM shotgun buddy here with a light tag as well. It only offers +1 to hit, unlike something like the C3 Master or a full-on tag, but it's better than nothing. And luckily dodging that return PPC shot. Not bad. Yeah, this Ebon Jaguar, I think, its intention is to be an up-armored version of that Nova that we fielded for quite a while, but it's had some trouble with, well, not getting blown to pieces, particularly in clan missions. That's why I'm using the slightly heavier, slightly better armored mech instead of the Nova. So that heavy LRM turret does survive with just a little bit of armor left, and I think we're going to shoot at that instead of that tank. Yeah, there's no need to use quite that much Ultra Autocannon 10 ammunition, plus, this way we'll avoid that +1 refire penalty. Should be more than enough damage. Yeah, the larges are enough to take it down. And I'm really loving that Mad Cat 2. 90 tons of excellent firepower, decent mobility. Not really that much more that I can ask for in that regard, so we'll go up and over with the Super Griffin, just like we said, landing in the water to cool things off just a little bit. And let's go in at the Clan Demolisher. Hopefully we'll be able to salvage some clan tech from him, if nothing else. LBX AC-20s. So I'm not a huge fan of LBX AC autocannons. Maybe I could be convinced for the LBX AC-20, at least the clan version of it, but I tend to be of the opinion that you're better off with an Ultra autocannon. You do lose a little bit of flexibility in terms of your weapon type, right? Cluster versus slug, things like that. But the additional damage output of taking 2 shots instead of taking 1 shot with, a +1 or +2 to hit is pretty significant. I think that's often overlooked just by, oh, would I have these cool different rounds that I can fire in? We're shooting at the Puma because our accuracy was so bad and we had one of our own mechs in the way. I didn't want to shoot into the back of our own Ebon Jaguar. And now let's see if we have a decent shot here. I don't think we're going to. But that Clan Demolisher is so close to dead, we're going to take it anyway. The ER mediums probably won't land, but the ATM-12s on standard should. We'll Battle Lord to increase that accuracy a little bit, switch one of these to the HEs for additional damage, and see what we can do. Yep, just barely enough to take that vehicle down, but barely is good enough for me. And let's see, Clan Demolisher Mark 1 there in the back, same as the other tank, the Puma. Not even a clan vehicle. A little bit disappointing, Clan Wolf, come on. You're supposed to be one of the more capable clans, that's why you were picked by Nicholas Karinsky himself. But I'm not impressed. So, precision strike on the Puma. I don't expect this to kill, because we do tend to scatter here a little bit. And if we take a look at armor values, yeah, we're better off going for from his facing. Let's try and shoot the front right side, which, even though it's on the right side of my screen, is actually on the left side relative to our own facing, just because he is looking in our direction. Try and shoot in there, maybe we'll get lucky, but no. Yeah, those racks tend to just dent everything instead of really opening up something for killing one of those heavily armed vehicles. Ooh, a linebacker. Okay. I don't think he was there before, so that's probably those reinforcement mech signatures that Sumeyer was talking about. Something to be careful of. Heavy large lasers can do a lot of work. I would like to salvage them, along with the 2 ER mediums on that mech, if I can. So let's move up with the Red Reaper. I don't think we really need to pop the Phantom quite yet. Instead, I'd rather do a precision strike on this Puma, try and kill it. Just that little bit faster, which we are not able to do. We've gone through most of the armor on this thing in a lot of different locations. If those landed on the front, we probably would have been able to get rid of them that way, and we're going to have some trouble now with those turrets because we haven't been able to bring them offline or get out of their line of sight. And that's a heavy shredder turret, so that's what, autocannon 20, double SRM6. Not sure what those are, but if they have anything long range, they will be able to open up on us, and that is very much not something that we would want to have happen. So, overheating now, if we fire everything with the Timberwolf, so let's take the SRM6s offline, shoot in with, I think, just standards for the ATM, so this should be able to take out that Puma. Yep, that's a tank down. Good, good. So, in theory, there are 2 left from the Wolf Support Lance, which, okay, that actually could be the Demolisher and the Linebacker, so I don't think there's a second Lance on deployment, at least yet. Let's get vision on that turret in the back. Okay, what is it? That will be heavy LRM turret, so yep, that's that long-range firepower I was talking about. being something we potentially had to worry about. And let's... So do we go for that, or do we go for the autocannon 20? I don't think we'll be able to kill either one here. It might be close. Let's give it a shot. We do land the streaks, we do land most of the regular SRM 6s, and that is enough to take that guy down. Well over 300 damage, and I'm quite happy with the punch on that Ebon Jaguar. At least I am now. So, let's keep moving up. Super Griffin, this guy wants to, get around behind something, take a shot in. Heavy laser turret, probably our best shot right now. So let's go ahead and do a precise strike, take that. Burning a little bit hot here, but that's okay. If we can take their guns off the field, but we can't. Again, we've sacrificed some of the armament on that Super Griffin for its superior mobility without sacrificing armor. Alright, so we could have taken off some armor, but I think that wouldn't have necessarily been wise. The question is, how do we shoot in at that damaged turret? And we can just barely get it from over here with the gunslinger. Okay. It might be enough. We'll have to land most of our shots, probably 3 of them, to get this through. But it might be enough. Alright. So light return fire from the Demolisher Mark 1. And that's my laundry actually finishing up there in the background, if you guys can hear that little ditty. Drives the fiance absolutely insane, but what can you do? Okay, so we'll come over here, and I think we'll fire in with the Death Strike at that vehicle, start going through that frontal armor of his with the Ultra AC-10s on double and the ER larges. Try and pound through the center of that guy's armor. Not enough. Not quite enough. Okay, very well. Every time I aim for the front of something, I get the side. Every time I aim for the side of something, I get the front. It's just the way it is. And this is a risky shot to be going in with that improved heavy gauss with our current accuracy. See if we can do it with a precision strike. 79% chance. I suppose we'll take that. Switch over to the Art 4s with the LRM 40. Oof. Yeah. Good. The vehicle is down. We have 1 turret left and 1 mech left in the Op 4. I'm hoping they do drop some reinforcements as soon as we do capture that base, but they might not. We'll hope that they will. So one of the Rack 5s is jammed, but there's a little trick we can do with the Skyros right now, which is, while one is jammed, the other one should be able to ignore damage resistance. Not that it even actually needs to with this. That turret doesn't have any. So let's fire in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Decent damage. Not enough to destroy that, but enough to allow something else to destroy it without that much effort. Should be pretty nice. And my hope is that we can just bore through what's left. Well, I guess the linebacker's undamaged. Bore through that linebacker in one go, hopefully, with the rest of this turn. So the thing we need to be careful of is we need to kill this turret before it has a chance to fire back, so before it moves on 3. So let's go down to 4. This gives us everything that we possibly can shoot with safely before that turret opens up. So we'll move up here to sprint, and we will pop another precision strike here. Yeah, we're starting to burn a little bit once we have that ER small laser online, so let's take that off, take off one of the ER mediums. This should be enough punch. And it is. Okay, so those base turrets are offline. We do still have 1 mech left to destroy here, and in order to get a rear shot, we are going to have to jump. So let's jump. Yeah, just like that. Precise strike, and turn off one of those ER mediums just to avoid overheating. The risk of an ammo explosion is pretty great. We're able to bore through, but not enough to take him out, which is a bit of a problem because we've gone through that rear armor, but not much of the structure. Yes, we weakened it. Yes, that will help us a little bit shooting in from the front, but unless I can get something else around as a flanker, which actually looks like I can do with the Evan Jaguar, so let's go ahead and see if we can get all of those shotgun-style missiles online in the back of this mech. See what we can do. Oh yeah, beautiful. Kind of makes the Super Griffin shot there a little bit unnecessary. Could have taken him out with just the Evan Jaguar. But, you know, that's not always true, and the Super Griffin does have some truly wonderful utility on difficult terrain maps, things like that. Plus, the evasion that he gets from those hops are wonderful in terms of getting him to dodge and avoid incoming fire as sort of a distraction, but still having enough armor to actually take a couple hits. Our first run with him, he took the couple of PPC shots, and it didn't bother him too much because he has decent, adequate armor. Excuse me. Okay, so we've secured the base.
Looks like
Enemy reinforcements dropping in. And this is it's a star of entirely mechs, no vehicles involved, which is good. It's always my preference. And they have something moving at 7, looks like a Mad Dog. I would love to get my hands on that Mad Dog. Oof, rear angle shot coming in at the Evan Jaguar and structure exposed. We need to get him on the move as quickly as we can. Unfortunately, I wasn't expecting that lance to come in from a rear angle shot. And let's take a look at our Evan Jaguar. No crits on him, which is nice, but he cannot take another rear shot, so let's go ahead and get that move out of the way before we forget. Not too many good targets here because of all of that evasion. Let's go ahead and, let's do some return fire. That Mad Dog wants a piece of us. He will have a piece of us. Structure exposed 2 places, and that pilot is bleeding out, and we're going to let him. So even if he does get some damage on us, we're going to get all the salvage pieces from that Mad Dog and hopefully be able to take a look at bringing one of our own online. 60-ton heavy, but it's clan heavy, and you guys can see what sort of armament that can bring to the table just from his stock loadout. So pretty happy with that. Now let's let these other guys make themselves into great targets for us. Warhammer 2C, we have 2 pieces of it. Oof. Rear attack on the Super Griffin. Okay, I might have made a mistake here. I did not think that one through, but the Super Griffin can move now, and I think he will. So let's go ahead and do a hop over this way, and shoot in at that Dire Wolf. We do have to take... So I don't think all the streaks will fire, so I think we should be fine. Let's just go ahead and turn one off anyway. Fire with the ER mediums. We do land a hit on the Mad Dog, which kind of annoys me. It was not my intention. And that Dire Wolf, or Daishi, has AMS. So some of our streaks did get blown up before they made contact. Even though, since it is a streak weapon, it only fired because all of them otherwise would have made contact. A walk and a sprint gets us no difference here, so we'll just walk. Sprinting does build a little bit of heat, so we'll avoid that penalty. And our best shot will be in at this Dire Wolf. Let's go ahead and take it. Letting a couple medium lasers, and, those Dire Wolves are big, chunky mechs. They're pretty hard to take down, but every little bit that we can get started on them will help very, very much. Speaking of, we have no precision strike here either, so let's get primed for one on the next turn. Turn these back on to firing at 3. Still 49 ammo in reserve, now down to 46. Sorry, no, down to 43. But that's more than enough for, I think, the length of engagement that we have left in this particular venue. He's probably... That Jaeger mech is one of our most ammo-dependent mechs, and that can be an issue. But generally, if we fight, 2 to 3 enemy lances, it's not that big of a problem. And if we fight 4, like if we're expecting fighting 4, then we just alpha strike with 6 out of each rack a little bit less often and have consistent fire still with the 3 of each. So going into Dire Wolf, his undamaged side torso because of the angle, we do actually get enough damage in to bore through anyway. Ammunition explosion is contained by case, maybe even case 2. Might be inbuilt into the armor, I'm not entirely sure. Davy Crockett moving up. Well, a Royal Crockett does land a Gauss rifle shot into my Timberwolf. Not making me happy there. And their only guy left to move is their Warhammer 2. Yeah, so our competition right now is between the Mad Dog pieces that we can hopefully get if that pilot bleeds out, or Warhammer 2 pieces if we do get lucky with... How come I can't go as far? Oh, yeah, that's hilarious. You can make it farther walking than sprinting here. A little bit goofy. I wonder if that's a calculation error, because I don't think that's the Gunslinger's actual capability there. And finally able to open up with these Ultra Autocannon 20s. 1 and 2. We do miss the first shot despite having a 99-point-something% chance to hit. But that Daishi is knocked over and not very long for this world, I would say. Yeah, looking good. Unfortunately, he does have thick enough armor from the front to distract pretty much our entire force here off the bat, which I guess that accomplishes something. Timberwolf taking a little bit more fire. Luckily, those PPCs do completely miss. And if we do get the Clan Warhammer, in honor of, Tex from the Black Pants Legion doing that Warhammer discussion on YouTube, which if you haven't seen, you should check it out. These videos are always a pleasure. We might be easily convinced to field that Warhammer 2. So we're actually going to shoot in at this undamaged direwolf instead of the other one because we have excellent accuracy, and look at the alpha strike potential on this direwolf. He's not going to shut himself down with an ammunition explosion. He might shut himself down out of pure heat, but we can't let all of that fire on 4. So this will at least slow him down to 3. And that direwolf build, if you took a look in, well, I'll show you here in a second. So the first direwolf build that we were shooting at, this one, 1520 armor. The second one with all those ERPPCs, 280. This guy is meant to sit in the back line, not take damage, and absolutely demolish people in a single alpha strike, which we cannot afford to let happen. So I think our Atlas should be able to make sure that that does not happen. Yep, poured out with the improved heavy gas, didn't even need the missiles, but may as well. And only one salvageable part, which is fine. That's not a build that really has any usefulness for us. I mean, imagine we'd done it on this mission, and instead of dropping up there where they did, they dropped behind us where we have our Jaeger Mech 2. He at least has the armor to take a couple shots before he starts losing pieces, but that down armored Daishi, not even close. So their Mag Dog, I did not see the pilot bleed out activation, which is a little worrisome. Not quite sure why we didn't see that. We should have. And we do have now Precision Strike we can use. Let's try and get cheeky with this Warhammer here and get head cap. See if we can do it. Nope. We do destroy that left torso, so one of the PPCs is down. Yeah, ERPPC destroyed, and now that guy's not going to be great for salvage, regardless of what we do. Which is a little bit unfortunate. Let's run up here with the Red Reaper and shoot in, try and finish off this direwolf. Should be enough. Oh yeah, at least 3. Nope, not enough. Talk about heavy oh, pilot eject, 3 salvageable parts. Works for me. Not a big fan of the Daishi for how I like to run missions, so low odds that will bring him online. But yeah, anything's possible, I suppose. Timberwolf does have a worrying amount of stability damage. We aren't able to do much about that while repositioning him away from that Mad Dog that's trying to get a good flank. We could pop a Vigilance, and I think we will. Sacrifice some accuracy for it, but we have to cool down on this volley anyway, so no great loss there. And I think the Warhammer 2 is the bigger threat. So do we get better accuracy? Yeah. Because we don't have super good accuracy, let's shoot in with the standards on those 1812s. There is some structure exposed on his right-hand side as well, or something was flashing red there, but it might have been an error. No, that's fine. Super Griffin, moving up and getting around, doing what he does best. Shoot in at that Crockett. All 3 Streak SRM6s if we can manage it. And that Gauss rifle is down. Very nice. Neuters most of the punch from that mech right off the bat. I don't know why it does. That display problem makes it very hard to actually see what they're bringing to the table. I'm not hovering over the right torso. Come on. Tag now. Anyway, lots of medium pulses still left on that mech that we do have to be a little bit worried about, but nothing so catastrophic as what it had been. Which is, you know, that was kind of the point. So now what I think we do is we move up this way, and we unload with our shotgun mech here on the Warhammer 2. No sense wasting that nice damage we've done to the rear end of that Crockett. And the second arm on the Warhammer 2 is gone. I'm surprised he's not knocked over, but it looks like we did get close. And again, we're trying to keep that Mad Dog alive just to get full salvage from him when that pilot of his passes out completely. And, okay, you know what? Here. Have some ultra autocannon 10s. Alright, he took that like a champ. Definitely took that like a champ. So let's get the gunslinger, and yeah, this is why I took that other shot with the Death Strike. We will pop defensive formation just in case we do get flanked there, which I don't think we will, but it is a possibility. And more damage into the Warhammer 2C. This should be a knock. Yep, there we go. I was going to say, you can't take that AC-20 shell and not get knocked over with that much stability damage. The pilot punches out. We'll probably only get 1 or 2 pieces from that Warhammer 2. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell us, but we will figure that out during the salvage phase, which I will show to you guys this time just to let you guys see that every so often. I know, how exciting. Improved Heavy Gauss has trash accuracies, we're not going to shoot that, but recover from the recoil. Open up with LRM 40, and that's enough to bring that mech down. Now we're playing a little bit of a waiting game, because I do want the pieces from that Mad Dog. I don't want to completely destroy him. Let's see. I didn't see an activation bleed out from him then either. Interesting. Could it be it was on a different mech? It might have been on the Daishi and just displayed on the Mad Dog. Be a little bit unfortunate if that was the case, but we can check. If he has an undamaged cockpit, then there's no way that it was from him. So, undamaged cockpit. Alright, that's unfortunate. So, what will we do? Well, we're going to show you the error of your ways for trying to take on the Red Reaper in close combat. Physical weapon opening up, and the entire laser armament right on that damaged side of his. We do land one punch, we land the second, and he's just getting ripped to shreds. There it is. Probably not great salvage from him because that looked like a core out to me, but let's see what we can do. That's the mission. We'll be right back with the salvage.
Mission successful.
Very nice. Okay, so $1 million C-bills payout when we took that for all salvage is pretty nice. Looks like most of that came from, yeah, contract payment increased by 10%, plus the lump sum bonus. And yeah, 768,000 from avoiding collateral damage. Again, I think that's a bit of a mistake on their part. I'm not sure what there was for us to, you know, hit in terms of destroying buildings, but I won't argue. Someone hands you a check for work that you technically... Fair enough. Okay, so let's take a look. 2 Puma parts, but that's a tank, so I don't really care. 2 Warhammer 2C... Okay, so it doesn't show that we have 2 of these because I think we have the 2C1, not the 2C2. So we'll take both of those, and only 1 Mad Dog piece, unfortunately. We'll take that as well. And now we're looking for tech instead of mech parts. I've had the hardest time finding just, not clan streaks, but just clan SRM6s. It's very annoying. I love packing those things in. The weight on them is wonderful. So low. Guardian ECM, no, no, no. Don't need the equaling plus 2s. This is a little disappointing. ER mediums. ER mediums. No ER mediums? Yeah, there's a heavy large, but it's only a single heavy large. Large pulses. I have a ton of large pulses. Medium pulses. Oof. A little bit rough for the salvage that I was hoping for. And we can't really buy clan tech directly, at least not at the moment. I'm really not sure what to take. You know what, let's take the 2 Streak SRM6s, better than nothing. They do considerable damage, the clan version at least. And I do enjoy those for a shotgun build, I guess. So we'll take that. And we got something. We got the heavy large, that's nice. Got some cores, that's good cash. Let's go ahead and sell those too, because I have at least one of those, and we do need money. Yeah. Okay. I haven't ended this yet. I've kept you guys around because I just want to show you just want to show you the mech bay here real quick. And we will get a quick repair done on the Evan Jaguar. Alright, fine. We picked up a Zeus X while traveling through Steiner space, which I do really want to test out. I love the look of that right arm. I guess that's probably an MRM. Not really sure. It looks almost like it's a little bit clipped there. Over PPC or something. I'm not really sure. But I do love the look of this guy. Oh, didn't mean to set him spinning. Yeah, and he does have a built-in Core 400 engine XXL, which is even lighter, but it does take up a lot of space and generate. Holy cow! Generates 20 heat a turn. Okay, well that explains some of the heat problems I had when I was looking at rebuilding. But we're going to be hopefully rebuilding this guy here into something useful. I don't really think that default Zeus X is that great. But we have a ton of parts for things. I've been debating bringing the Battlemaster online, Battlemaster 1G, but I'm not too sold on it. We could bring in a Warhawk just from salvage. Or, yes, okay, so 2C2, Warhammer 2C2. Built on the frame, let's see, Endosteel frame, 12 tons of ferrofibrous armor, paired ERPPCs, and, okay, Fire Sport Mech. Replace the medium pulse lasers with a pair of LRM-15s and 4 tons of ammunition. So this guy is backline sniper configuration, which is fine. That's a choice. And this one, paired ERPPCs. So the 2C3 was not well received, so that went back to the drawing board. Okay. Significant amount of energy and resources to this variant. Secondary weapon stripped out, replaced by a pair of ATM-6s and an ER small. And electronics reworks, which is interesting. I do like ATM-6s, but that puts this mech in a bit of an awkward spot in terms of long-range ERPPCs, and, well, I guess we might actually find a use for the ER ammunition, so we can certainly take a look at that. I do very much enjoy ATMs, so take a look. Otherwise, I could bring online the Warhammer 7M. This is the Inner Sphere version, as opposed to the Clan version, which the Clan version is an 80-ton assault, but the 7M is a 70-ton heavy, and I'm actually leaning toward maybe doing the 7-ton heavy instead, because, well, he goes at a higher initiative, just a little bit more of a, well, I love heavy mechs, is just the answer. We did pick up enough pieces for the Lancelot off the last mission. So that'll be the previous episode to this one. PPC, dual large lasers, medium laser, no real niche there that we have to fill, that we haven't filled already. So we will, I think, head over now to another clan plan, because we have this specialty mission from Darius, freelancing Cannonball Run, which is an ambushed convoy in the Badlands. Salvage only op, no one's paying us. Newly manufactured clan wolf mechs being moved overland, and we might even get some. So, check your fire. Oh, only here for salvage. Check your fire. Try to minimize damage to the max. Okay. So, interesting. I'm curious what sort of mechs we'll see. Hopefully it's something good. But you guys will see that very soon.